Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillah, assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this session, we are going to use some data to analyze investment options using the internal rate of return that we learned in our class, in our discussions. So we have four options here. As you can see, in each option, investment 1, 2, 3, 4, in year 0, which is today, let's say we have four options, and in each option we have the option to invest $20,000 reals, whatever you want to say. And then you see in the fifth year we are going to sell the stock. So in the fifth year, as you see, we sell the stock. We can sell it for the first investment. We sell it for 23,000, second one 26, third one 25, and fourth one 25. Now these are all predictions, so we don't know what the stock price is going to be at that time, but we are predicting based on data we have. Now in the middle, what happens, the first company gives us a $750 dividend every year. The second company does not give us anything throughout the duration, and we sell it for a higher price. The third investment, we don't get any dividends in the first 3 years, but we get $1,000 in the fourth year. And the fourth one, we get $1,000 dividend at the beginning in year 1, and then nothing in year 2, 3, 4, and then we sell the stock for 25. And if you just add the numbers, 20,000 in, and then whatever you're getting, if you add them, then for each one of the investments, we have 6,000 net at the end of the life. And this is not taking into consideration the time value of money that we discussed, that $100 today can buy more than $100 next year. In other words, if you get let's say $150 3 years from now, which is equal to $100 now. So we discussed this idea. So we are going to now use the internal rate of return, and there is a formula to do that. It's a complicated formula, which we said that we are not going to invest our time in learning that, but we are going to use the formula in Excel to calculate the internal rate of return, which will take into consideration the time value of money and tell us which one of these investments gives us the highest internal rate of return. And based on that, we will see which investment is the most attractive. So we are going to type in internal rate of return, which is IRR for short. And we're going to insert the formula here, which is equal IRR parentheses, and first investment we have C3 colon C8. So we have all the positive and negative amounts, and we get 5.76%. All right, so we have our internal rate of return is 5.76%, and we can copy this over to the other cells, and it gives us the internal rate of return for all four investments. Now you can see, although we get the same amount, 6,000 for every investment, the first one is the highest, which is 5.76, and the fourth one is the second highest. And note something, the reason is because we start getting the money earlier in the first investment than any other investments, and then in the fourth investment also we get $1,000 in the very first year. So the earlier you get the money, the better off you are, because you can then invest that money elsewhere. Now this decision, if we make the decision that we will go with investment 1, then it would be an investment based on just this calculation. And as we discussed in class, there are other considerations, such as which investment is more risky, and additional factors. We take into consideration the economy, the demand for the product that we're investing in, etc., etc. So this is just one of the analytics that we can use, the internal rate of return, to determine which investment is the most attractive. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this analysis.